Students, whatever homework is given to you, you have to submit it on the very next day between 8 am to 1 pm to the given WhatsApp number, and it is compulsory to submit your homework as your attendance will be marked on the basis of your submission.
Good morning, all my dear students. Once again, I am in front of you with your subject English Standard 9th. In this subject, you have already studied the 3 chapters, the prose section. And today, my dear students, we are going to study the poetry section of your textbook. Your first poem will be there on your page number 15 of your textbook, and the name of that poem is The Road Not Taken. This is the first poem of your syllabus, The Road Not Taken, which is written by Robert Frost. Now, my dear student, who is Robert Frost? Let us know about this great poet. Robert Frost was a very well-known American poet. He was also a writer. He wrote dramas, poems, short stories, novels, and all these things he has written. So we can say that he is a versatile personality. And in this poem, Robert Frost is describing something extraordinary, something which is helpful to you in your upcoming life, in your upcoming career also. Here the poet is describing the situation of forest, is describing the situation of woods, and here woods means the forest but not the thick forest. Forest means there are lots of trees and bushes and branches are there. But here the word woods means the forest but little bit scattered forest are there. And the poet early in the morning stood there in the middle of the forest area, in the middle of the woods area. See here, I draw one painting over here. Observe this painting. Here we can say that this is our poet Robert Frost, right? Robert Frost is standing over here, and in front of him there are two roads, there are two paths. The first path is, we can say, the trodden path, Trodden, trodden path, and the second one is, we can say, untrodden path. Now, what is the meaning of these two words? What is trodden and what is untrodden? The trodden means which is generally used by the people. The people who are using every day this road is called the trodden path. And untrodden means which is not every day generally used by the people. So this will be the untrodden path. He stood there, and these two roads were diverged into the different directions. And the poet is in dilemma, in confusion. He is in the form of to be and not to be situation. Okay, which path, which road they have to select. That is the question, that is the dilemma, and confusion is there in the mind of Robert Frost, the poet, right? And there he stood till evening time, afternoon also, evening also, is standing there and confused whether I'll select the trodden path or whether I'll select the untrodden path. This dilemma, this confusion is there in the mind of the poet. So my dear student, such kind of confusions are also there with our upcoming careers, that after passing your 10th standard, right now you are in 9th, but when you pass your 10th standard, so there is a dilemma, there is a confusion, which line I will select, which path I will select, Such kind of confusions are there in our mind. So this poem is directly connected with your career also, with your upcoming life also, with your futuristic visions also are there in this poem. So the poet Robert Frost, here you imagine yourself. You imagine yourself. कि भाई I am so Vinay, whatever is there in place of Robert Frost. Okay, you are standing here after passing your 10th or 12th standard, and then you are thinking okay, whether I took science, commerce, arts, or after 12th you are thinking I select BCom or any other field or any other task you are selecting, right? So such kind of confusion, such kind of making decision, and what kind of situation, what kind of twisting situations are there in front of your eyes also. So here we can say that okay, such dilemmas are also there. We have to face in our life. And the poet, what he says, what he thinks, okay, let me think for a day or pure din, the poet is thinking okay, which one I should decide. The trodden path is without any difficulties and dangers, without any problems, because which is generally used by each and every people throughout the day. Okay, so the trodden path is very easy to move, very easy to travel, right? Without any obstacle, without any hurdles. So the poet can easily travel on this road. Okay, but here the untrodden path, which is full of bushes, branches, thorns, and many problems. No proper ways. Sometimes valley areas will come. Sometimes the turnings are also come. Sometimes the other problems, wild animals problems are also there. So this is the difficult path we can say, and one is easy path, right? Poet is standing throughout the day. Then next day in the morning the poet came there and stood there in front of these two diverged paths. Okay, and in the morning they both look same. Why they both look same? Because so many leaves are fallen. Due to the autumn season, so many leaves have been fallen on this path, and due to that both looks the same. But at the end, the poet says, that I must select the less traveled path, means the untrodden path, which is selected by the poet Robert Frost, right? So here the poet is doing something different from others, right? Generally, which kind of path we are selecting? So we are selecting the common path. Whenever we are going for traveling, so what we are asking, which road, which highway is suitable for us without any obstacle. But here the poet is selecting the path which is full of difficulties and dangers. And what he is thinking, okay, maybe I'll come back or not. Maybe I will back or not. Because, why? Because he is thinking कि there are lots of difficulties and dangers. So मेरी मंजिल की शुरुआत तो है, लेकिन where it ends, that I don't know. So my dear student, this is general introduction of your poem. Now I'll explain the stanzas of this poem. See in your textbook, everybody, if it is there with you. See here what the poet has written. Two roads diverged in a yellow woods. Diverged means separated. See here, I have written the meaning already over here. The word diverged means separated and took a different direction. So both these paths are going in a different direction. And sorry, I could not travel the both paths. See, sorry, I could not travel the both. मतलब दोनों में से एक भी path I am unable to travel. I am unable to select and be one traveler. What the poet says. And be one traveler means he is the traveler over here. Long I stood. I am standing since morning time and looked downward as far as I could. As far as my eyes are going beyond the horizon, I I am observing these path. And to where it bent in the undergrowth. Yes, undergrowth means very dense and thick forest area. See here, undergrowth means dense growth of plants and bushes. So both the path are bending down with the different bushes and branches. So this is your first stanza, my dear students. Now second stanza. Then took the other. Here the poet is thinking about other path. Just as fair. Here fair means which is trodden, I say, which looks very easy. Which looks very easy. And having perhaps the better claim. And if I feel, okay, this is the best path, he is saying that without any difficulties and obstacles. Because it was grassy and wanted weir. Wanted weir, see the meaning. Had not been used. Had not been used. Matlab, the poet is thinking about the second path. So, wanted weir means which is untrodden path. Though as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same. But both are looking same. But the first is very fair and the second is unfair, which is not used by the people. So this is your second stanza, students. Now the third stanza, let us see. And both that morning, now the poet is standing here. On the very next morning he stood there, and both that morning equally lay, means equally looks, in leaves no step had trodden black. Now the poet doesn't realize, because on both the path the leaves have been fallen early in the morning and they both look same. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Kept the first for another day. It means that his mind is thinking about the second path, not the first one. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I doubted. Now I have a doubt. If I select the second one, then I'll come back or not. Maybe I'll die or whatever things, dangerous things will happen. Now, the student, let us see the last stanza. I shall be telling this with a sigh. And sigh means deep breathing. By taking a deep breath, now the poet is taking the decision which path he should select. Somewhere ages and ages hence, ages and ages, सदियों की सदियों चली जाएगी. Two roads diverged in a woods. और इसलिए अमिताभ बच्चन का भी एक सॉन्ग है ना, मंजिले अपनी जगह है, रास्ते अपनी जगह है, पर मुसाफिर क्या करे. ऐसा सॉन्ग है ना अमिताभ बच्चन का. तो मंजिलें अपनी जगह है, रास्ते अपनी जगह है, और चलना किसको है भाई? मुसाफिर को चलना है. बराबर ना? Yes. So in the same manner he said that somewhere ages and ages hence two roads diverged in a wood. अभी भी वहीं के वहीं है रास्ते. And I took the one less traveled by. And which road the poet is using? The less traveled by means the road, the second one, that is untrodden path he has selected, and that has made all the difference. और यही something, कुछ हटके, something different the poet has selected. And we the students have to do something different from others while you are selecting your career of life. So my dear students, what is homework you have to do? Write the word meanings in notebook and write the question answers from page number 16 and send it to your given WhatsApp number. Thank you very much all my dear students. Tata, bye bye.